Good evening, everyone, and thank you again for coming. My name is KRIS Kilgore, and if things go well, in a few minutes I'll be one of 21 new graduate practical nurses. When our class got together to talk about a speaker for tonight, we had several ideas. We wanted someone who was in the healthcare field, preferably a nurse, someone who understood the rigors of nursing school, but also had a passion for taking care of others, and recognizing the role that education plays in a nurse's life. You see, education is not only something that nurses receive, but it's also something they provide. Educating your patients, and sometimes the doctor, is an important component of being an outstanding nurse. That is why FRAN CIVILETTE Downs' name came to my mind. Ms. Downs and I met around 10 years ago when she was a surveyor for the Agency for Healthcare Administration. She participated in the surveys conducted at my facility. She became a quality of care monitor at the agency, whose role is to educate nursing facilities on assessing their care and propose new ways to improve it. I was then fortunate to work with her directly when she joined the organization that employs me. As a nursing consultant, she taught me a great deal, and she was one of the first persons to say to me, "Have you thought about becoming a nurse?" Later, she joined Jackson Health System, serving as its patient safety coordinator, and currently is the quality manager at the Veterans Administration Miami Medical Center. And now let's not forget the good stuff. Ms. Downs has an RN from the University of Miami School of Nursing, a Master's of Science degree in nursing from Barry University, and is now enrolled in the doctoral program there. She has been published, most recently authoring an article entitled "A Servant Leadership Worldview in Long-Term Care Nursing," which was published in the Annals of Long-Term Care. She's a member of the Beta Tau chapter of the Sigma Theta Tau International Honor Society for Nurses, having served both as secretary and president. She's certainly well qualified to speak to us as beginning nurses tonight. And by the way, she doesn't know that I knew all this. I have one word for you, it's Google. So please help me welcome FRAN Downs.
How's that? A little better? Okay. I'm going to stand out here because I really want to address the graduates, and pardon my back a little bit, but it is their day, and I'm very, very proud and humble to be asked to be part of your ceremony. Each of you has a great role to play in this world as you go forward from today, and I'm very excited to be right at the doorstep of that. Although we may have never met, I'm proud of each of you because now we share a very strong common bond. Our bond is that we are all nurses. Let me congratulate you, as well as your families and your friends, on this very long journey that you've traveled, which now brings you to this day. I applaud your accomplishment, and I can certainly identify with your sense of relief. Each of my programs required me to write my own personal philosophy of nursing. And writing that philosophy gave me a chance to reflect on what I feel is the heart of nursing, and I'd like to share some of that with you today. So today this will be called What Nursing Means to Me, and I hope it will cause you to take pause and think about what your profession now means to you. Number one is I believe that nursing is a humanistic profession. We take care of human beings, and we should also care for each other as we care for our profession. As nurses, we are given the privilege of a front row seat to humanity, from the cradle right there in the delivery room to the grave at the bedside, providing palliative care at the end of life. No other profession is given this honor. Physicians may call the shots, but it's the nurse who gives them. And how this is done, with the caring and the skill of the nurse, is just as therapeutic and probably more so than the medication itself. Your graduation today signifies your ability to heal and alleviate human pain and suffering. We may not daily read headlines about nurses making a difference, But I know, and so will you, that nurses are doing courageous, compassionate acts every day. That's what nursing is. I also believe that nursing is an educated science in its own right. This commencement today is proof that we are a learned profession. For some of you, this is the realization of an ultimate goal. And for others, I see this as your first step in many more commencement days to come. I believe nursing is a lifelong process of learning. And as science advances, there's always new information to absorb. As practitioners, you will learn from experience as you move from novice to experts in your chosen areas. Proof that we are an educated group also lies in our role as patient educators. The more knowledge we gain, the more effective we become in our profession. I also believe that as nurses, we are advocates. We should be advocates for our patients as well as ourselves. Nurses have a lot to say, and I encourage each of you to think about ways to seek opportunities to share our stories of being nurses. Think about writing a letter to the editor, get active in a community service organization. We can also advocate for our profession by seeking our own health care from nurse practitioners. I see that many of you may even consider becoming nurse practitioners yourselves. Dream dreams. I also believe that we are leaders, and nurses are the ethical face of healthcare. The sheer numbers of nurses make us a powerful force. We are shaping the future of healthcare, and I encourage each of you to take a seat at the decision-making tables of your organizations. Be a leader, join a committee, support legislators who listen to nurses, and do not underestimate your own power. Lastly, I believe that we are activists. The number one health risk by far in our world is poverty. The simple basics of clean water, nutrition, and hygiene have a bigger impact on mortality than all the pharmaceutical agents combined. These basic, simple, powerful needs are certainly within the realm and scope of nursing practice, and I encourage you to find ways to work within your community to make a difference. Volunteer to teach children the basics of hand washing, oral hygiene, hold the blood pressure screening, food drives. There is many, many things nurses can do to impact the health of our entire community. As nurses, we have been given the honor of consistently being ranked as the #1 trusted profession. I trust each of you to take your new credentials and your education to continue making a difference. In closing, I wish each of you a rewarding, fulfilling professional life. Be proud of your accomplishments today and be proud and supportive of each other for all the days to come. Thank you very much.